Okay, this is Gary. He's currently our highest level student at the Black Belt system here or school here in Denver, Colorado. And I rudely interrupted him when he was telling me what he liked about the Black Belt system because I wanted to put it on tape. So anyway, you don't have to say everything, just what you were going to tell me.
Basically, what works for me in the Black Belt system is I'm not very good with large patterns. And I don't want to remember different patterns because then my head loses the music. And what I like about Black Belt system is you learn different techniques, whether it be a copa or a basket, and you're able to implement those depending on where you are in the music. You can just take the individual thing that you've learned and not have to remember a large pattern to try and put together. And that works for me better because I'm able to improvise on the moment, in the moment, and rather than trying to do 5 or 10 different things that may not even fit the music.
How does this compare? Now, you have how many black belts in martial arts?
4.
You have 4. In what martial arts specifically?
Show and Ryu, and Kali, which is a Filipino art, and Bikini Tercia, and the last one, Serrata Eskrima, which is a knife and weapons art.
And how does Black Belt Salsa compare at all to those?
Yeah, because you learn in martial arts that in order to be able to do what's called flow, you have to get out of planning anything. You have to be able to improvise in the moment depending upon what's coming at you. Mm-hmm. So you're always learning. You learn these techniques that have to come spontaneously. Mm-hmm. And it's a similar sort of thing in the Black Belt system. You're learning techniques, open break, copa, basket, and you're able to implement those depending on where the music is. And the musicality and being able to stop and all that sort of stuff comes later. But that's the part I like. I like being able to work individual things and then seeing where I am in developing my own style and feeling the music, and that's what I enjoy, rather than, okay, I've got to do a pattern of 10 things, or, I haven't completed that pattern, or I messed up that particular thing, but it's, the Black Belt system isn't even about that. It's about, learning individual things, becoming your own dancer, feeling the music, and it's just a lot better, personally, for me, than going into a workshop of where I'm learning,
just a pattern.
Just
so
a pattern.
There's a huge difference between pattern-based learners and system-based learners. When you're a pattern-based learner at first, you have a hard time going through a system because a system is, it teaches you just very rudimentary, fundamental things down the body, for example, right? And it's very difficult for pattern-based thinkers to go back to that fundamental, rudimentary system and start over. And so what was cool about you is that you started originally maybe as a pattern dancer at a very beginner level, but when you saw actually that there's a way of learning using a system rather than patterns, that's what kept you here. And how long have you been with us now?
It's been about 3 years.
Yeah, 3 years.
Pretty cool.
Thank you, Gary.
Yeah.
Yay. Woohoo.